I think one of the things we have to understand is that there's been virtually no debate in the United States over the drone program, over the assassination programs that the United States has engaged on both in Afghanistan and Iraq and elsewhere since the war on terror began. And one of the only ways we understand what has happened is through the press and through disclosures from people in the government who have told us what the secret programs are like. If it wasn't for people like Daniel Hale, whistleblowers who came forward, you would have virtually no understanding of the entire war on terror and in particular the drone strike program. It's only through disclosures in the press that we have understood what's happening, and that's the only reason we've had any debate at all. People in Congress have been very reluctant to engage in any kind of discussion of classified information until it's in the press. And so most of the oversight that you see on these programs only comes because there have been disclosures in the press that people have stepped forward with some courage to explain what's happened. If you look back, at the beginning, the entire war on terror was classified. And it's only through a lot of different disclosures in the press that we understand what the war on terror has really been about. And I think one of the things that for many years has really bothered me is the way the media, the mainstream media, covers leak investigation stories. They cover it as if there's a hunt for a criminal rather than a story about whistleblowers coming forward to perform a public service. And that's always bothered me in the way the press covers these things. It's as if they're joining in with the Justice Department and the prosecutor in hunting down a bank robber or something. And so I think that's a fundamental flaw in the way the press covers these things, is that they look at it as a crime rather than as an attack by the Justice Department on the press in the United States, which is what this is. This is yet another attempt by Trump, following up on the Obama and the Bush administrations to do similar things, to silence the press and to silence whistleblowers on a very important issue, which is how does the United States go about deciding who lives and dies around the world? I mean, it's a frightening power that we in the United States have somehow, by default, given to the president and to the CIA and the Air Force. And it's very scary to me that so few people, both in the media and in the general public, have been willing to engage in a real significant debate about this fundamental issue of who lives and dies. And I think part of it is that the drone program allows the United States to do this with very low casualty rates and to engage in wars around the world by remote control. And we have allowed that to continue because it's very convenient and easy for Americans to forget that it's happening. And I think the drone papers project by the Intercept was a major public service to expose the way in which this occurs.